talking about the mental game today. And one thing I was thinking about on the run today while we were in the trail, we spend so much time physically training ourselves, of course, right? But a lot of us don't think about the mental side of running, racing, okay? So I just want us to talk about it today. I'm hoping to give you lots of stories, because of course those are more fun, and we're not just going to just do slides and read off the slides. So hopefully I will be somewhat entertaining and also give you some information and maybe give you some cool ideas to think about when you're training. How can I be mentally preparing for a race? Okay, you just don't show up for an exam, right? You study for an exam. Well, part of studying for that race is not just physical. It's got to be mental preparation as well. Okay, I think my boy's coming back. I'm so lucky. All right, so here we're going to dive right into it. That's pretty serious. These ladies are on the start line for the Notre Dame meet, and I'm going to talk about that meet. There's a reason they're getting ready to come out of the blocks, okay? It's a very difficult start, and it's a cross-country race, but you got to get out in that race. So they're getting ready to go there. Just like I talked about, you really need to think about your mental game. It's very important. That 10%, it can make a big difference. But until you try some preparation, some strategies, you'll never know what that 10% could do for you. It could be the difference between not making state and making state, or being all state, whatever your goal is, okay? I don't know about you guys, but once in a while you'll see like a person that's a shoe-in to win the state championship or be top 5, and you just see them have like one of the worst races of their lives, like right in front of you. You guys ever remember anything like that? I've seen it a lot, because when I recruit, you know, I'm looking at people going into state, and then I'm getting ready to go to state, and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, what happened to that chick? I mean, whoa, you know? And because the state meet or Foot Locker regionals, whatever, is such a high-level race, and you're putting so much pressure on yourself, right? Don't we do that? A lot of expectation, a lot of pressure. I've been training for 4 or 5 months, right? So you're nervous, you're all worked up. Well, sometimes, don't we choke? Okay, I've done it. I can tell you about choking. These are some of the things, like when, you know, I said the word choker, and I used to think I was a head case. I would train at an incredible level when I was at Michigan, and then I would go race, and I'm not, the girls I'm beating in training are beating me in the race. It took me so long to figure out why. And it's because I had no mental preparation, I had no strategy, I had no race plan. At the time, my coach did not work on that with me. He was a young coach. He didn't talk to me about what should I be thinking. You know, such and such goes out really hard. You know, you should go with her, or you should hang back. I had to learn everything on my own. So that wasn't my strong point. My mental game, my confidence. Okay, I had a lot of physical talent, but when it came to the big meets, like NCAAs, and here we go, I got a nice little date for you. Back in 1994, the NCAA meet was in Pennsylvania, and we, as Michigan women, University of Michigan, we were supposed to get a trophy, like top 4, you know, just like basketball. Final 4, top 4, so you get a big trophy. Michigan had never won a trophy in women's cross country, and I was expected to be an All-American, which is top 25 overall in the race. I choked. I had the worst race of my life. That's when I decided, that's it. I went to the library and bought books on sports psychology, because I'm not doing that anymore. So I basically, instead of being top 25, I was 134th. And I was a wreck. I didn't care about myself. I ruined it for my team. We did not make top 4. I'll never forget that day. Used to get little place cards. They'd hand you like a little place card, and mine was written in black Sharpie, 134th. Well, I hung that on my wall, and I did sit-ups to it for a year, because I was pissed, okay? But I had to learn the hard way. If your coach is not going to help you with mental strategies, and you think you're like me, and you get too nervous, or you never perform at the high level, well, this is the talk for you. I hope it helps you. A story like that. Are you mentally prepared? Let's talk about how you can do that. These are some of the topics I'm going to go through. Embracing your competition, positive self-talk. I think some of you have heard about that. Imagery, I know a lot of you have heard about that. Practice, in practice. So practice that mental strategy in practice. A lot of people don't do that. Remember your team. We're going to talk about that. Be creative and have fun. So I talked about how sometimes we can see that race as a threat and not a challenge. Okay? So you can kind of reverse that when you're getting too nervous or you're starting to feel a lot of pressure. You're the one that wants, no one's making you step on that line and line up. No one has a gun to your head. But sometimes it becomes a threat, you get scared, you get negative, but really you're the one that wants that challenge. I can guarantee everyone in this room likes a challenge because you are a distance runner. We are a strange breed, okay? Don't people think we're crazy? Come on. Running is like a lot of people's like torture, and we love it, okay? I mean, I had a gym teacher in grade 7. I was running around the neighborhoods, and this is in Canada, Ontario, and I'm running around my neighborhoods, and my gym teacher saw me run by, and he goes, "Who are you running from, the cops?" And he meant it. I was like, can't I just go jog around the neighborhood? Like, people don't get us. They think we're weird. And maybe we are, but that's okay. So, you've got to see your race as a challenge. I know a lot of you with your teams, you have a warm-up routine. That can kind of keep the nerves down, that you stay in your warm-up routine, the one you do before all hard workouts, stay in that warm-up routine. That'll keep you relaxed, obviously physically prepare you as well. And like I said, pressure is something you put on yourself. This race is a challenge. So just try and keep that negative conversation going in your head. Keep it down to a minimum. Because I know I used to do that. That's what we're going to go into right now. Positive self-talk. This is Susan Kuiken. I think the most decorated female distance runner in Florida State history. I'm not sure if anyone's ever going to do what she's done. She's from Holland. This is her running the European Championships, which she won. She won NCAAs for 1500 in 2009. So she's run 4:05. She's pretty fast for 1500 meters. And the one thing about Susan that I love is my young kids, you know, my sophomores and freshmen, they just look up to Susan. She's bubbly. Obviously, she's this amazing runner, national champion. And before races, Susan is all just laughing and playing around. You know, it's not. We could be at the NCAA championships, and she's cool, laughing, and making fun of people, all the way until she goes to the line. It's like, whoa! You know, when I arrived, I didn't know anyone could be that loose. And I noticed a lot of the girls on the team at the time were copying her, and they were getting better for it. So we got to imagine in Susan's mind, I have no idea what's going on in there, probably a circus perhaps, and clowns, but she's different. She must have had a very good control over her thoughts. They must have been very positive, relaxing for her.